Alright, this video, let's look at finding horizontal asymptotes for rational functions. So let's look and see what it says here. So it says, let f be the rational function given by this. Okay, all this means is f of x is equal to, we've got some polynomial over another polynomial. That's all that means. And the the coefficient a sub n and b sub n, they're not equal to 0. And the degree of the numerator is n. Okay, we're looking for the largest exponent. That means the largest exponent in the numerator. And then the degree of the denominator is m. That means the largest exponent in the denominator. All right, so if n is less than m, so if the largest exponent in the numerator is less than the largest exponent in the denominator, then your horizontal asymptote is the line y equals 0, or that's also your x-axis. Okay, if n and m are the same, the largest exponent in the numerator and the largest exponent in the denominator, if they're the same, then the line y equals a sub n over b sub n is your horizontal asymptote. It's the coefficients. Okay, and if n is larger than m, so if the largest exponent in the numerator is larger than the largest exponent in the denominator, then there are no horizontal asymptotes. Alright, so let's look at an example here. So we have f of x is equal to 4x over 2x squared plus 1. Alright, so we can see that the largest exponent in the denominator, which is 2, okay, and the largest exponent in the numerator is 1, right? So the exponent of the denominator is larger than the exponent of the numerator, then that means our horizontal asymptote is what? Y equals 0. Remember that over here? See? Well, it actually says if the numerator is less than the denominator. I wrote the denominator is greater than I wrote it like this. Same thing. Okay, see how the open part's on the m, the open part's on the m. So if the exponent in the denominator is larger than the exponent in the numerator, it's y equals 0 is your horizontal asymptote. Alright, so now let's look at this one. So if we look at this, we can see that the largest exponent in the numerator and the largest exponent in the denominator, they're equal. They're the same. So remember what that said is that your horizontal asymptote, it's the coefficient of the numerator divided by the coefficient of the denominator, and that's the coefficient of the largest exponents. So that's going to be this negative 2 over 8, and so that's going to give us y equals negative 4 is our horizontal asymptote. And then let's look at this one, the last one. So the exponent in the largest exponent in the numerator is larger than the largest exponent in the denominator. Since that's the case, that means there is no horizontal asymptote. Okay. All right. So that's how you find your horizontal asymptotes. I'll draw a graph of this one real quick for you to let you see what it looks like. All right. Here's what that graph looks like. It's pretty close. All right. But what you see here as the graph continues this way to the right or to infinity, this graph just gets closer and closer to the x-axis or the line y equals 0. And as the graph goes to negative infinity, it gets closer and closer to this line y equals 0 or the x-axis. It's not going to touch it or cross it. Okay, it's just going to get closer and closer. So what we're doing with horizontal asymptotes is we're seeing, okay, what does that graph do as the graph goes to, as the x values go to infinity? what is the what are the y values doing? And as the graph goes to negative infinity, the x values go to negative infinity, what are the y values doing? Well, in this case, they're both going to 0. Okay, so I hope the video helped. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.